Hi YouTube, this is Quiet Professional 84 here, coming at you with a review of what I call the shotgun versus handgun, a home defense option. If you want to come and take a look at what I got here, right here is called a Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm handgun. It's a polymer frame, steel slide. It's actually really light, competitive to a Glock. Very accurate, good weapon system. I'll break out a separate review on how to disassemble and clean and maintain those later, but this video I'm doing just an overview. This is a Mossberg 500 shotgun. The reason why I went with a Mossberg 500 over say like a 500A1 or the Security 8s, as a lot of people like to call them. By the way, all these have been safety checked. The reason why I went with a Mossberg 500 is because of versatility and weapons package. This right here, I have it set up for my home defense. I got all the original wood furniture and the long barrel for it too, so if I want to go bird hunting, 10 minutes of time and I'm out bird hunting. So I like versatility in weapon systems. What I'm going to talk about here, basically what it comes down to is a question that was asked of me by a friend asking, what should I get for home defense? I want something to protect me and my family. And I sat down and talked to him, and I asked him, a few questions that you should ask yourself too, and be honest with yourself. How often do you get to the range? How often do you get to shoot? How much do you get to practice? Okay, those are questions that you need to ask yourself. The reason why is because with the handgun here, the Smith & Wesson M&P 9, which is in my everyday carry system, the reason why it's easier to carry a pistol is obvious. By definition, it's a self-defense handgun. I mean, it's a defensive weapon. It's small, it's compact, it's light, and it has a reasonably hard-hitting round. Disadvantages is, since it's small, it's compact, it's light, it's hard to use. It takes a lot of training, and I'm not BSing you here. It took me a couple years to really get good with a handgun. I mean, to really get the fundamentals down. I mean, I'd been shooting rifles and shotguns for years, and I decided to pick up the handgunning, for close in, and I decided to start carrying too. And that's when the training, and I went through quite a few classes for these, and it takes a lot to get good with a handgun. It really does. And if you're under a stressful, you're stressing, hey, your hand's going to be shaking. That adrenaline, it's a natural thing. It crashes through your body and it gets you amped up because it's either fight or flight, your natural response. I always tell people to really think hard before they decide to use a handgun for home defense. Because like I said, it's a hard weapon to get really good at. Good at the point where you feel you could use it in your home and not accidentally kill your kid in the next room or your wife in the next room, or even having a neighbor on accident. And that's the thing that, we're talking home defense here, and this is not nice stuff. I mean, I wish we didn't have to talk about it, and I wish that that crime didn't exist and we didn't need these, but we do. This is a 9mm round it shoots. That's a lot of people say a lot of bad about the 9, a lot of people say a lot of good, but what I will say, I carry it, I like it. A lot of bad guys around the world aren't breathing right now because of it. The U.S. military uses it, so if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. The thing I will say about it is it does have a tendency of over-penetration. That's one thing I will say about the 9mm that I do dislike about it, is it will go through a target, through possibly your wall and into your neighbor's house. You're liable every time you pull that trigger on where that bullet goes. Do you really want to be liable for something like that? I say, if you don't go to the range very often, you go maybe once or twice a year, you want something good, for home defense, it's a little easier to use than a handgun, right here, the 12 gauge shotgun. I always tell people to default for the shotgun anyways, just because it's such an awesome weapon system. There's so much versatility in it, and I'm a big fan of having versatility in my weapon systems. This one, I go from home defense to hunting to boar shotgun. I just throw in a slug, I can go kill boar or deer or whatever I want. And it's just I like that versatility. This double-aught buck shell right here has 9 pellets in it. Okay, with a handgun you have 1 every time you pull the trigger. Pull the trigger on a shotgun, you got 9. So advantage, shotgun. It's a big. Don't get me wrong. It's a bulky round. A lot of people, they're like, oh, you can't carry very much. We're talking about home defense here. We're not talking about running around carrying a bunch of ammo. We're talking home defense. And so this is an ideal weapon, in my opinion, my humble opinion, for the simple fact that it's an intimidating weapon. It's an easy to use weapon. Once you get the hang of it, take it out a couple times, you got it. You know what I mean? It's like riding a bike. The fact is that it's a close-in, devastating weapon. When it comes to 5 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet away from you, there's nothing that can take care of what this gun can. You see what I mean? It really can handle some business. And that's why, the military still uses these shotguns. They use the 590A1 Tactical, which I'll have a review out here pretty soon on. Nice shotgun. But there's a reason why the military and the police still use these, because when it's up close and personal, you want 9 pellets traveling at 1,220 something feet a second. You know what I mean? You want something moving and something hard hitting. And plus, for home defense, hey, that'll scare the crap out of somebody. In the middle of the night, you're sitting at home, you're in your room watching TV, you're relaxing, you hear some window break or something, and then you get, in your hallway, and you're looking down your hallway, and you go like that. That's going to scare the bejesus out of whoever's trying to come into your house. There's a possibility you may never have to use your weapon, because they'll jump right out the window they came in. That's the reason why I always tell people, I would prefer they get a 12-gauge shotgun for home defense, because the disadvantages of the over-penetration of the 9mm you won't have with the 12-gauge shotgun. If they have a ballistic vest on for some reason, which most likely they won't, this will still knock them head over heels. I mean, they'll just go tumbling back. And this will also, you have to engage a threat inside of the home, this will take care of the threat, possibly not penetrate through the threat, and if it does, it'll come out with less velocity than a 9mm and lodge itself into your wall or into one of the 2x4s, not go through the wall and not hurt the neighbor. Okay, so that's one of the advantages that I say the shotgun has over a handgun for personal defense inside of the home situation. Because now, when you're out in the streets, you're carrying a firearm, legally, please follow the laws and rules of your state. The handgun, by definition, is a defensive firearm. But for home defense, which is a different type of thinking, the shotgun is far better. You don't have as many rounds as a handgun, but you don't need as many rounds. I mean, look at this thing. You know what I mean? Look at that. Huge difference there. So, just if you're considering for home defense, the handgun has its place and has its advantages. The shotgun definitely has its advantages. It's my opinion to go with a shotgun for home defense. Your opinion may differ, and that's fine. But hopefully those are some of the questions that you'll be running through your head when you make the decision to purchase a firearm for home defense. And I want you to, think it through, think very clearly about what you're talking about and what you're thinking about, and make your decision wisely. And get out to the range, shoot. Thank you very much. This is Quiet Professional. Please subscribe and have a good day.